Today we are unboxing the amazing Dynamount. This is essentially a mic robot that you can control via an app so that you can dial in your perfectly mic'd guitar speaker cab, or I guess any sound source. So let's get straight into it. I've already made the first incision, so look at that. And what do we have inside? When you open it, you get this wonderful foam shock mounting. That can go over there. Instructions, I'm sure I'll need those at some point. And you can see here we've got all the stuff kind of really nicely foam padded. Here's the power supply. So I'm going to take that and put it over here. And then, I guess that should have been in the box. And then from there, let's just open it up and have a look at what the Dynamount actually is. So I think the easiest way to do this is chuck this on the floor and lift it up. There we go. Awesome. And which way is the correct... Oh, I've got to be careful not to move those. Looks awesome. There's a little motor here, and you can see the... I think, yeah, you plug into that over there. I've probably got this upside down. I do have it upside down. And there we go. Kind of looks like a weird drone skeleton or something. But basically the mic clip is going to go onto here, mount it on a mic stand, and then you can move it forward and back from your speaker using the app. So let's set it up and check out the app and actually see it in action. Okay, so now that the Dynamount is set up, what we have to do is connect it. There is a quick start guide on their website. It took me a bunch of goes to get this running because I bought it secondhand. It was already registered on the previous owner's account, and I had to go through a little bit of to and fro with him to sort of get it set up. But at the moment I'm using it in offline mode, so that makes it really easy. You can see that the little LED, well, hopefully you can see the LED there is kind of, as they say, breathing green. And then I've got to calibrate it. So what we do in the app is we hit the calibrate button by going to settings and calibrate device, and then check this out. This is so cool. So it basically takes it through the range of motion, and then once it's calibrated, we're going to line it up with the center of the speaker, which I've actually got mic'd. I've got marked on mine, I should say. So there we go. You can see there that it should be right on the center, and now we can actually go and use the thing. So I've kind of skipped over the whole setup process because Dynamount have a bunch of great videos on their website, which are really easy to do. I just want to show you guys how I actually use this in context and what it sounds like. So yeah, there's just a standard SM57 mounted there. This is a Mesa 212. I've got it on a WGS Green Beret, and this is the Seritone Son of Yeti amp. I'm not recording very loud either, so it's in the same room with me, so hopefully it will all sound decent enough and we'll get to see this wonderful device in action. Okay, so as we can see on the screen here, I've got a couple of options. I can either rotate the Dynamount and rotate the microphone so I can go on or off axis. I can move it left or right, and I can move it backwards and forwards. So, I mean, let's just play around to start with the backwards forwards mic position. I'll move it forward a little bit doing this. How awesome is that? And then we can play some guitar and have a listen to it. Okay, so that sounds a little bit fizzy. So what I want to do is move the microphone closer to the speaker cap. And I can do that by moving left or right. Let's move to the left a little bit and have a listen to what that does. This is all sort of just a very inaccurate way to do this. I can also nudge it with this button. And we can set the nudge increment in the show nudge option. So an increment of 1, we can adjust all of that, which is really, really cool. You can also see there's like the calibration menu and stuff like that. Alright, so I've got it there. Let's have a listen to it now. And that's a little bit more pleasant. What I'll do, I think I'll like the sound about here, which you can notice that I'm actually referencing the actual speaker as well. So that's close to my marking of the sweet spot on this. So let's go for that one and have a listen to it again. Very nice indeed. What I can do now is play around with different positionings. Let's have a listen to it a little bit closer to the actual grill. And as a quick A-B, I can move it back. So that is very cool. We can also have a look at the rotation. Let's say I want to turn it to like a, I don't know, about a 30-degree angle. This is going to sound like rubbish, but let's hear it anyway. And I'll go ahead and reset that. I wasn't super happy with the way that sounded, so there we go, back to 90. I like that on axis in this case. So that's all well and good. When we find a position that we like the sound of, for example, this position here, I think I had it set at about 20. Once it zooms in, what I'm going to do is save that as a preset. To save a preset, I can hold down one of these. So let's say cap 2 I'll replace. So I just click and hold and it disables it. Then I click it and hold it again. Let's say this, what is that, like on the cap, about 2 inches away from the actual grill. So I'll say cap 2 inches. Great. And we've got that one saved. Let's say I want to A-B that really quickly by going a lot closer, almost on the grill cloth. And what I'm going to do, I've actually got a preset in there called cap already, which is basically on the grill cloth, as you can see. So if I want to play guitar and A-B these two mic positions, this is amazing because I can basically just click one or the other while I'm playing. So let's do and we can have up to 6 presets loaded in there. So yeah, as a brief overview, this is just a simply amazing piece of gear that's really, really well executed. It's pretty quiet. I mean, the amp itself is way louder than this thing moving around, and it's also got the option to like do blind mode, so you can just swap between presets. So if you had this in another room on a cab and you sort of move it around and dial it in where you like it, you can save those presets and then A-B them without the sort of bias of going, oh, I know the cap should sound good, and I know the cone should sound a bit too bright, and just take it to where it sounds good, which is kind of really what we should be doing when we're recording guitars. We shouldn't be worrying about orthodoxy or anything. It's all about what sounds good. And in this case, I should turn that hissing amp off so it's a bit nicer to listen to my voice. In this case, I think that definitely does it. It's a really, really well executed piece of gear. It's super well made, super sturdy looking, and just beautifully thought out. It's a little bit tricky to set up, but if you follow the setup guides, it's, you know, you just follow the steps and you're good to go. So I am pretty stoked with the new Dynamount, and I'm definitely going to be using this on recordings. I'm about 30% of the way through recording guitars for the new Ragdoll album, so I think the remaining 70% will have some Dynamount on them, and this is going to be so handy for shooting IRs. So I want to put out some free IRs in the next couple of months, and I'll be using this in order to find all the sweet spots on those IRs. And yeah, the interface is really good. You can run it on Windows or Mac, or as an app on iOS on your iPhone or on Android, and it also operates through Wi-Fi as well, and offline mode. So I'm using offline mode at the moment because I'm just sitting here in my studio, and it seems to be doing the trick really, really well. Yeah, I'd love to have like 5 of these with a bunch of different microphones and different speakers, and just be able to sit there and blend through them in real time. It's pretty amazing. And yeah, I'll definitely be using this on upcoming videos as well. So great job, Dynamount. You guys get this, you get the thumbs up. Yeah, great piece of gear. Well worth checking out if you're into recording guitar. If you're recording anything really, because you don't just have to record guitar. But I like recording guitar. That's what I'm going to use it on. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button, check out my other clips, and I would love to stay in touch, so leave a comment or send me a message. I'll see you guys next time.